I really think we as Dr. Stone fans can say with our full chest, Dr. Stone has many characteristic traits that only it has. But I think one of the most impressive and head scratching comes from this latest episode. And this isn't the first time either it's done something like this. But how many shows with their full chest could say, hey, we're going to make this super intense endgame where we're trying to go to the moon because our enemy who keeps wanting to petrify us and threaten us is trying to fuck us over, right? Okay, that's an intense endgame, but sure, anime could do that, and you're right. But how many shows with that same breath could say all that and say, but we're dead ass gonna take a side detour and say, in actuality, while that moon stuff sounds exciting, olive oil is way more engaging to me. I think only Dr. Stone can say that, guys. I fucking love this show. With their full fucking chest, they can say the most outlandish thing. Anyway, enjoy a few highlights from a live reaction. We'll catch the full one over on Patreon, but otherwise we'll jump back into it right after this. If he can petrify the whole world, why doesn't he constantly do it? If we assume Y-Man is a machine of some sort, which, unless it's an alien with an insane amount of lifespan expectancy, machine's the only thing that makes sense. You gotta love the concept of, like, some of these stone people literally not having electricity within a couple of years are now told they're gonna go fly into space. It's interesting that olive oil is the most important thing for them. Like, I'm not saying it's not an important ingredient in a lot of, like, cooking, but I feel like I could very much live without olive oil and be very happy, you know? Okay, you just want me to do a little wiggly waggly, okay. Okay. I mean, bro's out here building ships. I'm sure he can build a spinny contraption pretty easily. Could we just not reintroduce the concept of fucking money in this world? No, the beavers have worked so hard. We can't destroy it. Bro just took something that was supposed to be a space mission and made it into war crimes. Okay. It's a little too close for comfort for my liking. Like, it felt like we were, like, this far off. That's insane. Here's the thing about the whole olive oil thing, too, is, like, I get it. Like, olive oil is a very important ingredient to many dishes. And I guess in terms of a chef, someone who's very passionate about cooking things, this is a game changer. And I guess, given that we're not going away from our objective, like, the spot we had to stop at is literally important for building a space shuttle and spacesuits. I just still can't believe how, like, yes, this is the most... I've never seen their eyes light up for space shuttles the way their eyes lit up for olive oil. Kind of brilliant. I will say this is definitely in the running for one of my favorite scenes of this episode, which is them trying to hunt the local wildlife. The local wildlife decided to hunt them. It's really funny because the thing about society and species in general is that we just instinctively will know things. Like, there's a reason why so many birds in a large city have no real fear of the general people, because they're born there, they understand that's just how it is, versus a bird in, you know, a more rural area that will naturally go away from you because it doesn't know if you're friend or foe. Same thing here. I mean, these bulls, like, they haven't had to worry about humans in how long? Same thing, they've never experienced something exactly like it, and both immediately went back to their instincts of, yep. Brilliant, I fucking love it. And we talked about last week, yes, this is going to be a faster paced season than we've experienced in, well, the past, because we're at the end game. We're trying to get to the moon. We have 13 episodes to do it total in terms of the last core here. We've already done a lot of the heavy lifting in previous seasons. They slow it down where they need to, but otherwise, yeah, we're going to go from Spain to fucking India to Russia, probably. Who knows where all we're going? But at the end of the day, like, we already know how they do a lot of things. If we have to tell our old pal he needs to build a spinny contraption, he's going to do it within a blink of an eye because he's made objectively more complex things. We can just trust that it probably took longer than it actually happened, but we're just moving on to the better details. I mean, there's definitely arguments to be made. You could have made 5 cores worth of this endgame, and I would have ate it all up. But I think, even though, while yes, I would have preferred a couple more cores to flesh out, not because, like, it's needed, but more so I just really enjoy that side of Dr. Stone, there's nothing wrong with 3 cores for the end game, all things considered. Where they were struggling is that, unfortunately, they were burning more fuel than they were expecting. So the trip that they were going to take, while obnoxiously large, also they have to stay by and make more fuel, which yes, they planned for that. They have the ability to create more fuel on the ship, but it would have took about a year in terms of both making the fuel and getting to their next destination. There is, of course, the little gap that shaves about half the time off. Unfortunately, they didn't know if it was still... you gotta understand, like, landmass shifts, animals, as we saw, beavers made a fucking dam. I mean, there's a lot of things that could have caused them issues. And indeed, there was blockages in terms of the shortcut. Thankfully, they have a lot of different things at play that allows them to kind of move and navigate. I think it's clever using the hot air balloon, because I was like, okay, maybe they're going to start, like, flying on a ship, like a plane or something. I was like, that's not gonna... I mean, the whole thing is like, we're worried about using too much fuel. That probably doesn't make a lot of sense. Hot air balloon doesn't really burn a whole lot. Also allows you to make the map and have exact details. And the fact that you gotta love humanity, right? We build something with the goal of going to the moon, and we immediately utilize it as a fucking weapon. No matter what generation, we will find a way to blow things up. Mother Nature hates to see us coming. Granted, that prototype rocket definitely worked well, because had they just rammed through the dam, they probably would have broke their boat, if we're being real. Granted, Senku's a little too happy about blowing things up. Sometimes I wonder if maybe we are indeed the baddies, with the way he just immediately is like, oh man, someone's threatening us about if we want to die. Oh, I get to blow things up? Fuck them beavers, I suppose. But I mean, it worked, right? We're able to ram through, and now we are going to India. And I thought they were just looking for smart mathematical minds in general. I forget Dr. Stone just has like knowledge of being like, oh yeah, I know there's this scientist or this A, B, and C person over here. So there's a very specific person they're targeting to go to India who will be the final... at least with what they're saying, the final key into finishing this rocket. Apparently a mathematical genius. Because it's not to say that Senku isn't a genius himself, but, you know, NASA doesn't do their insane missions because of one singular mind. And I like the fact that Senku's not the type of character who's like, I have to do everything my way. Like, he knows certain people have certain skills that even he doesn't. So the idea of recruiting him, we have all seemingly the minerals we're looking for. I mean, I'm not sure exactly, and I don't want to know specifics, but I assume by episode 7 or 8, we're going to be flying to the moon. And then there's going to be the mission on the moon, and then whatever they do in terms of the ending. I think the pacing makes sense to me, especially at the rate we're going. If this was past seasons, I feel like the last stop we were at, like in terms of Spain, probably would have been 3 to even 6, maybe 9 episodes of content potentially. But we don't need that given what we're doing. Yes, there's arguments to be made about how, well, we could have, you know, seen them respond to, oh my god, the world's over, what are we doing, how are we going to adjust? Yeah, but I don't think we needed it at this point. We can just assume those conversations happened off screen. We've had so many of them up to this point. The more important thing is getting to the moon and figuring out why Y-Man is taunting us, asking us questions. There's so much we don't know, but there's definitely conditions, and we just don't know what the conditions are for when they petrify us or not. And I mean, whatever they do is probably going to be extraordinary once we figure it out. But great episode. I mean, fantastic return to Dr. Stone last week. I think equally so this week. You let me know your thoughts and theories, if you got any. If you don't know the source material, of course, down below. Make sure you drop a like, help share your support, subscribe, ring that bell if you haven't already. Of course, Patreon full live reactions do live over there, and other exclusives, because you know, I gotta give those video shouts to my patrons, because without them, you wouldn't even get these Dr. Stone videos on YouTube at all. Alright, so today we got A. Barrett, Delavac D, Rookie, Winter Naomi Vera, Master Creator, Arcedo, Alexin Free, Shadow Gaming, and Crizo Wiper. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You know, have a good one.